Hey, I'm Patrick with Rowdy Restorations. Today, episode 2 from Rantoul, Illinois. The half century of progress, 2025, and it has not been a disappointment. This show is absolutely unbelievable. Everything from 16 horse garden tractors plowing to the 850 horsepower earthquake. Plowing away on this backfield. These guys out here disking. I'll get my stuff out in a minute, I reckon. That's a bad day though when you're on your tractor there and then they end up having to plow around you. I hate that for him. This field looks like an obstacle course out here. They're having to go around all kinds of stuff in this one. John Deere 4010. I'd say that tractor's not stock anymore. See this ground, it's hard as a rock right there, and then they've hit a soft spot here. Hey, at least this section's not as bad as the big muscle tractors up front or the steam engines. I can get a little bit better footage here without getting run over. I mean, look at this. Look at that. I'm telling you, I have brought a plow here before, and anybody can say what they want about plowing and stuff like that, but this is some hard ground around here to plow. Even some of the areas up front where they take and plow multiple times a day, that ground is still hard as can be. Nice Ford 7000. tractor's not just easing through there, and it's only pulling 3 bottoms. Now look at this one though. That one's not struggling too bad, but that's basically 200 horsepower. It's amazing to see the innovation that farmers came up with back in the day. Nobody built a big, affordable four-wheel drive tractor much to speak of in those days. They were out there, but they would put 2 of them together to make one. I'll tell you what, he's doing good pulling that. I'm thinking that tractor might not be stock either. Oh, tripped the bottom. Uh-oh. Tried to get one too many chugs out of it, but that thing is working. Check out the Steiger, and that's a cat-powered Steiger too. Man, that's nice. The twin 720 is still out there pulling as hard as it can. Well, they fired up the steam tractors and they're headed out to the field to plow. And it's like moths to a flame. Look at everybody moving to get in the best position. there is how you roll coal. And there's something that's majestic about those steam engines compared to the newer tractors. Must have got tired of people getting stuck in golf carts. They say that's the largest flying flag in the US. Pretty cool. I mean, it's obviously big. They've got 2 cranes holding it up. They raise it every morning for this show. This tractor's got so much power it doesn't even have to get a running start at the field. It can just set all of its bottoms down and just ease off like nothing to it. Now the side-by-sides move up. Hey, they're doing a little better today. They're not in the ditch yet. I've seen these guys pull up and get right in the furrow and then have to back out of it. Here we go. rollover plow. That's pretty cool. That's Todd Bicycles. He's got a lot of pretty unique stuff. Over here at the Heritage Iron Tent, finally made it over here. Check out some of the stuff they've got. I think they were featuring #1 tractors this time. As always, they've got some really nice stuff displayed in this area. It's crazy, this show's just so big, it's so hard to get around and see everything. Check out this guy. Says OC4 narrow gauge with PTO 3-point, and it's for sale. That's pretty cool. And that is neat too, with the 3-point hitch on the back. Hopefully soon we'll get our Oliver picked up. Definitely not a muscle tractor, but it's still pretty cool with it being a Grove tractor. Hey, they've got a high crop here. That's interesting. Front wheel assist. A lot of yellow paint on it. Says it was a 1972 Oliver Mighty Toe. One of 300-ish 4x4s, lesser with a torque converter. That's pretty cool. Over here, nice manure spreader. And then the later version, after Oliver got bought out, there's the whites. I don't see a Grove tractor in this lineup. There's a 77 standard, so that would be the standard version of our Grove tractor. Who knows, maybe we'll have to get one of those too, so we can have the different size, the different versions. I was gonna say sizes, but the different versions. Just look at all the tractors out through there. It's crazy. Oh, there's that jet engine we saw at Outback last night. We'll walk over here and get a shot of that real quick, just in case I don't make it back this way tomorrow. Here's the cock shut. So those are the Canadian Olivers. And there's one with a backhoe attachment. That's cool. I'm kind of surprised that I actually found this thing here. Made in Canada. So I come out of Outback last night and I look over and I'm like, oh cool, look at the cock shut. And then I said, wait, there's no way. That is a jet engine behind that thing. So is an Air Force tractor for the Royal Canadian Air Force. Only 2 known to exist. And the fellers that own it are out of Michigan. And then there's the jet engine. That's pretty cool. I've always said I wanted to find a bomb or something on a cart to pull behind the Navy tractor, but who knows? Maybe we'll find a jet engine one day to pull behind it. Looks like the operator never got out of the seat on this transplanter. Check out the Oliver 550. I've always thought those were pretty cool little utility tractors. And then this one's got a loader and a backhoe. Pretty darn cool. Here's a screaming Detroit Oliver 990. I always remember they had some of these that pulled at flywheelers. Man, you could hear them things when they went down the track. Here's a nice LP 770. Oliver 1800. Super 88 pulling tractor. Row crop 88. Super 990 with a Detroit. They've got some nice Oliver tractors here. If I can get over here in the morning, we'll try to go ride down the 1206 row out there. They have got more Farmall 1206s than a feller's ever seen in one place, I promise. There's a nice little cleat track right there. Finally getting over here to the John Deere area. They got a mess of 4020s lined up down through here. Look at that. Going on down through there. Here's one that we're familiar with. Charlie hauled this one up from South Florida. Pretty cool setup he's got now. He's got an enclosed trailer he can haul it in. We restored this tractor, oh, I forget when that was now. 2013 maybe, I think, is what we decided. So I think it still looks pretty good for a, what, 12-year-old restoration. Not too bad. There's a 4020 row crop with a narrow front. Your normal row crop with a wide front. Here's a side console. Synchro range. This looks like a power shift. Right there, yep, power shift. And then here's this one says it has an M&W turbo on it. And it is a power shift as well. There's one with a loader. That's a nice one. Roll guard and canopy, synchro range. I like the double stack weights. I've got a starter weight for mine. Here's Todd Bicycles 4020. Double stack weights. And he's got a rollover plow on it. 4-bottom rollover plow. That's pretty slick. '64 4020 with duals. Power shift. Synchro range. Another narrow front. They have definitely got the 4020s here. There's a gas job. .4020 gas, synchro range. 4020 with a cab. Oh, that's pretty cool. Gas motor, one owner tractor, original paint. The cab was repainted in 1985 out of Penfield, Illinois. row crop, narrow front. Roll-o-matic. Oh man, look at that. 4020 with a 3150 cat in it. That's pretty darn cool. Big old wide rubber on it. Power shift. You're never late with a V8. You guys couldn't see the look on my wife's face when I said that again, so. Nice 730 LP standard. You reckon a truck driver owns that Gator? Oh, cool. 730 has a 68 auger cart behind it. I wonder if that's Alex with that rig there. Might be. Ah, 5020 with a 903 V8 in it. That's pretty sweet. 4650 with a rollover plow. I actually think I got some footage of this one out in the field working. Now here's the Gen 2 lineup. (1982) 4240, one of 27 built. Open station. Here's the first of 18 built. Oh, they're out of Apex, North Carolina too. They're not too far from us. Oh, really? There's a nice 4250 with a 4-post canopy. 4240 open station. Obviously had a nice write-up done on that tractor from Heritage Iron. 4230. Look at that narrow front. Look at the rubber on that thing. A lot of nice tractors here. The amount of equipment here is mind-boggling. Wow. Yes, that is a very pretty tractor right there. It looks like a 5020. No, 5010. Repowered with the Detroit. Yep. And it's for sale. I don't think I've got room to fit it on the trailer to get back home. But they've done a very nice job on that tractor. Yeah, whoever painted this thing did a very nice job. Put a lot of attention into detail. All that stuff back there has been polished out. I mean, look at the weights. Look at the paint job on the weights. Here is a really nice front wheel assist 4020 with a cab. I'm pretty sure that this tractor, I think we smoked this tractor over pretty good at Classic Green in Ohio. I want to say it was at that show. It's a power shift transmission and power front wheel assist. Shipped new to Missouri. And that's another tractor there that is very, very detailed out. Here's a nice original 5010. Hey, here's another 2020. I'm pretty sure there is another 2020 out here in the lineup too with a roll guard and canopy like mine. Now this is a quite a bit later model than mine because it's got the two-legged deer on it. I say a later model than mine, but the two-legged deer would have started in 69. Mine's a 67. Another 5010. See, you come out here to Rantoul and you've got a 4020, and then guys show up with 8430s, singled out, with a rollover plow on it, and it just dwarfs everything. I mean, look at this thing. Nice restoration on it too, and massive rollover plow. That 5 bottoms. Sorry, I'm going all squirrel in this section here, but look at the 60/30s. I'll try to get back over on this other side so there's some rhyme and reason to this. 64/30/20. It's a nice tractor. Got to get my butt in gear. I've got stuff of my own I need to get done. I've got customer stuff we need to get done. I mean, look at the detail on that. 75/20. Cornersville, Indiana. I kind of like this touch right here they've done on the front bumper. Put those LED lights in it so you can actually use it. Very nice. Oh man, look at that. 40/20 standard LP. Now that is cool. I've always really liked the standard tractors. I don't know, it's a thing just between being a little bit different, less of them built, and also being from Florida. We ran a lot of standard tractors on the ranches down there. My 40/20 is actually, I'm the second owner of that tractor, and it's a standard tractor off of a ranch in Florida. Now this, I've got to say, I don't know anything about that. I don't know why that's badged as a 3000. I would have to do some research on that. Or maybe it's something that somebody made as a would have been model. They've got battery boxes just like a 4000. I don't know the details on that. Maybe I can find out, or we could just read this about this unit. Oh, okay, that's saying what they've done to it because they've got it for sale. It's a nice little 30/20 utility. Oh, they're doing a drawing for that one. Man, that would be a nice one. Yeah, that would be a nice one to win, wouldn't it? Got the John Deere Buck here. Here's some nice tractors here. These guys do all the mini tractors, and I see they brought all the John Deeres out for this show. Pretty sure they had most of these at Classic Green. Look at the rubber underneath this D. Golly. Unstyled D. This has some interesting stuff going on here. I don't know what this contraption is. It's this. Oh, it's a speed reducer. Okay. And those lugs are a little bit rare too. So it's got a speed reducer on it there. That's pretty interesting. Very nice. Okay, so this is Mr. Kenny Reed's then. 1923 Spoker D, serial number 30404. And it's a 26-inch flywheel because it's a very early one. Oldest known Model D. Celebrated its 100th birthday on June 3rd, 2023. So they've got a nice lineup in the John Deere tent here of what would have been John Deere's big Wheatland tractors of the day, starting with the Spoker D back here, going to your unstyled D, your styled D, and then they move on to their first diesel tractor, introduced in '49, was the Model R. And then they moved on to the 80, and you started getting more options with the 80. You got another gear on the transmission, you got power steering was available. Then they moved on to the 820, you know, increase in horsepower. The later ones were what they called the Black Dash version. And then you move on to the 830, which is probably the ultimate of the two-cylinder John Deeres, in my opinion. And they also, I think they increased the engine size a little bit on these ones too, if I'm not mistaken. Starting with the 80, on up to the 820 and the 830. Those were, if they were the pony motor, they had the V4 pony motor in them. And then the 830, you could also get electric start. And then when the new gen came out, the 5010 was what would have been the replacement for the 830. And you talk about a major improvement in technology. And then they've got a 5020 down here on the end. I will have to add one of these to the collection one day. This is a nice tractor here. It's got the Wheatland fenders on it. Let's see if it has 3-point, and it even has 3-point. This would be pretty much the tractor that I would like to put in the barn. If there was a way to squeeze a roll guard and canopy on it, that would be the absolute ultimate, but you know, whatever. We got plenty of time to figure that out, I guess. That is a nice tractor right there. Always needing more horsepower. Check out the display of the M&W turbo kits right here. Man, and this stuff has become very valuable property these days. Aquahol kit for a 4640 or a 4840. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Super cool. Well, I guess we're out of luck. They don't have one for a 2020 here. That's a round back 45. It's got a 210 head on it. That's a 1956 model. Notice it's got like a 4-cylinder gas motor on it. Kind of interesting, you know, John Deere was still producing the 2-cylinder tractors then, and then they have a 4-cylinder motor on their combines. I'm not real sure whose power unit they were using. I'm not an expert on the combine stuff. There's one thing, I think the combines with the corn heads on them are a little bit less common than the corn pickers here at this show, so a feller could probably spend a little bit more time in the field with them if he wanted to. That's our lineup of them for doing this field today. Here comes another 45. So that's a 1962 model. It's set up pretty much the same as the 56, that 56-year model that had come through here. So here comes Kevin on his 3300 with tracks on it. I've been looking forward to seeing this working out in the field. 2 years ago, I think it was, they had, you know, I can't remember, I think it was a 45 on track. And then they were unloading on the go into the 420 crawler with the dump cart crawler, or auger cart, sorry. Kevin must have put a few hours in, because when we were at his show several weeks ago, this wasn't put together yet, ready to come to this show. Breakdowns happen. He had a chain come loose up top, so he's moved over so they can keep going down through the field. All right, well, that'll be it for episode 2. Hopefully you guys are enjoying everything so far from the show. Episode 3 should be out next week, and that'll be it. I'll have 3 episodes from Rantoul. So as always, like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, really helps out the channel. And until next time, thanks for watching.